Canada in 2025 is defined by contrast. Vast wilderness surrounds concentrated urban centers, while advanced technology coexists with fragile ecosystems. The country balances modern industry, multicultural society, and immense natural resources, all shaped by geography and climate. Yet Canada's future is not written by borders alone. Over the next thousands of years, climate, technology, and human adaptation will redefine what Canada is and what it represents. In the decades after 2025, climate change becomes the dominant force shaping Canada's evolution. Melting Arctic ice opens new sea routes, exposes resources, and shifts global attention northward. Northern regions once considered remote gain strategic importance. Cities expand cautiously, infrastructure follows thawing ground, and population gradually redistributes along emerging corridors connecting oceans and interior regions. By the 22nd century, Canada transforms into a climate-stabilized stronghold. Freshwater reserves, agricultural potential, and energy production place the region at the center of planetary sustainability efforts. Urban design prioritizes resilience, integrating dense habitation with surrounding forests and adaptive architecture. Borders matter less than environmental management, and Canada becomes a model for balancing development with preservation. As centuries pass and the timeline reaches 2300, traditional national identity begins to fragment. Governance shifts toward regional systems optimized for geography rather than politics. Former provinces evolve into autonomous zones connected by advanced transport and data networks. Canada exists less as a single nation and more as a coordinated landscape shaped by shared infrastructure and ecological priorities. By the year 2600, automation dominates daily life. Resource extraction, agriculture, and logistics operate with minimal human intervention. Vast stretches of land return to managed wilderness, monitored rather than inhabited. Human populations concentrate in efficient urban clusters, leaving much of the territory to ecological recovery. Canada becomes quieter, larger, and less visibly human. Moving into the third millennium, around 3000, the concept of Canada as a political entity fades further. What remains is a functional region within a planetary system. Energy generation, data processing, and climate regulation define its role. Cultural identity persists through archives and traditions, but governance is algorithmic and adaptive, responding to long-term planetary needs rather than short-term policy. By 3600, nature reclaims dominance. Former cities dissolve into layered landscapes where technology is embedded beneath the surface. Forests, wetlands, and wildlife corridors expand across what were once industrial zones. Human presence becomes subtle, integrated rather than imposed. Canada's greatest legacy becomes its preserved ecosystems rather than its monuments. As millennia pass and the year approaches 4200, Canada exists primarily as infrastructure without spectacle. It supports planetary systems quietly through energy flows, data storage, and environmental stabilization. Few recognize it as a nation. Instead, it is understood as a functional zone of Earth, shaped by ancient decisions and long-term planning. By the year 5500, Canada survives not as a country, but as a pattern. Its rivers still flow, its forests still grow, and its landscapes carry traces of intelligent design woven into nature itself. What began as a nation becomes a living region, where humanity learned to step back rather than dominate. The evolution of Canada is ultimately a story of scale, from political borders to planetary responsibility, from expansion to restraint, and from ownership of land to coexistence with it.